Hello students, we are meeting for our next lecture, and as I told you, we are going to discuss environmental chemistry. At the beginning we'll discuss what are the ultimate green solvent. That is the title of our chapter. Now the title itself indicate that what we are going to discuss. So this chapter, the title here can be the synonym can be used as water the universal solvent. So why this is called as water the ultimate green solvent? Before that, I would like to take you to the history of development of mankind. You must have heard that in our mythology or in other in our Indian culture or other culture also, water is treated as element. So water, vayu, the gas, the land, that is land mass, and then antariksha, vyom, and the sky. These are treated as vayu and agni, that is fire. These are treated as five elements, means all the world around us is made up of either water or fire, that is energy, land mass, the wind, and the antariksha, that is sky. So as per Indian culture, even in other cultures also, other than Indian culture, water is treated as water was treated as element. Okay, nobody knows how what is water, how the water is made up of. What is that material? What is it made up of? What are the constituents of water? So first scientist was Cavendish. Okay, in 1781. Okay, he showed that water is produced by exploding mixture of inflammable air. That is, inflammable means air is not inflammable. The gas, hydrogen gas is inflammable. So that is called as inflammable air and oxygen. When they explode, the hydrogen and the oxygen atoms, they combine and they produce a liquid which is called as water. Okay, means because of this experiment, Cavendish could prove that water is made up of one water molecule is made up of two hydrogen and one oxygen. Now this water, as you know, it, uh, we can find this water in three physical states, that is solid, liquid, and gas. So here the solid water, that is we call it as a ice. So this water is present in ice in large quantity at the polar region, that is called as polar ice cap, North Pole and South Pole. Now all of us are very much aware of that global warming, and slowly that ice caps are going melting. So that water is present in the form of ice caps at the polar region. Even in some areas, hilly areas or cold places, you can find this water in ice form. Like if you go to Himalaya mountain somewhere in Kashmir or in Nepal or at the border of China, you will find that the water is found in solid state, that is in the ice form. Now, second physical form of water is liquid. Now, liquid water, all of you have seen. Okay, you can see the water, liquid water, in the form of rain. That is called as a precipitation. Okay, Precipitation term you are used in chemistry for separation of solids only, but it is not the case. When the water vapors they condense, they convert from gaseous phase to liquid phase. Therefore, this conversion is also called as precipitation. So, rain drops are the liquid form of the water. Even at home, the tap water coming in your house, which you are drinking, which you are using for cleaning, which you are using for bathing. So, for n number of daily jobs, you are using water. Not only that, water is used in all walks of life. In, there is no part of our life where water is not used. Okay, that is for natural processes as well as your artificial processes in industry also. This water in the liquid form is found in lakes, rivers, small water streams, major water streams, underground, that is groundwater, and major quantity of water, major contribution of liquid water is found in the form of oceans. All of you know on earth there is 72% water and 28% land mass is there. So this 72% water is in the form of ocean. That is saline water. Okay. Because all over the land mass, the salts are get dissolved in water that is drained in the ocean. So therefore, ocean water is very salty. But the same water, when vaporized, get purified, get rid of that salt. Then it comes on the land mass, land surface in the form of rain. That all of you know that water cycle, and we can use it uh, for our day-to-day life, especially for drinking. So we cannot live without water. Okay. So this water, which is in the liquid form, is very important for all the living species. Maybe it is animals or it may be plants. Then what is the then third physical form of water is vapor. Now these water vapors, as it is in the gaseous form, you will find it in the atmosphere. Then what is the role of this water vapor in atmosphere? Because if it crosses certain limit, okay, that we call it as a humidity. After certain limit, it precipitates as raindrops. Okay, but normally even in dry air also, other than your rainy season, in the season of winter or in the season of summer also, you will find, if you measure, you'll find that there are water vapors in the, only the thing they are not sufficient to form the rain droplets, or but they are there. Then what is the role of these water vapors in atmosphere? It has also very important role. Means we are, up till now we are seeing the liquid water is very important for our living things, especially for drinking, drinking for plants and animals. Okay, and it carries lots of ingredients to these living things. It forms the universal solvent also. But what is the role of gaseous solvent water in atmosphere? This water is greenhouse gas. Means it's due to its higher activity, it absorbs the energy from sunlight. Okay, and because of that it holds that energy. Okay, like nowadays we are saying greenhouse, we should not let the greenhouse go in the atmosphere like carbon dioxide and other gases. No doubt, we should not cross that limit, but it is not the case that we have to reduce the existence of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere to zero, because if it happens by chance, then you can't imagine that all over the earth there will be ice age. Why? Because of this greenhouse gas, that is major constituent of greenhouse gases. In one of the gas is water vapor, which can hold the energy. That's why it is called as greenhouse gas. And because of that property to hold the energy, the temperature of Earth surface, average temperature, I'm saying, I'm not saying exact, but the average temperature, if you can note down from polar region to the equator, you will find that the average temperature is 15 degrees Celsius, which is, you can say, warm atmosphere. So that warmness of the atmosphere is maintained due to the energy that is held by greenhouse gases. And the major constituent of this greenhouse gas is water. So no doubt, in the polar region in the form of ice cap, in the form of liquid form in the oceans, and in the gaseous form, that is water vapor. Water is inseparable part of life. We cannot live without water. So that is the importance of water. Okay. Now we'll see how water is important for life. Okay. Just to begin with, I will tell you one example. Just you can experiment yourself. Don't drink water for a couple of hours. You will find that breathing is continuous process. If you stop breathing, you will get suffocate, and if you still are not able to breathe, then you may result your death. Okay, so for animals, breathing is continuous process, but at the same time, if you do not drink water for say couple of hours, say 2 to 3 hours, then you will feel thirsty and you cannot concentrate. If still after that, if you do not drink, then you will feel dizzy. Okay, because of water is the solvent that uh, is responsible for source, that is conveying all the chemicals throughout the body, because blood is the solvent that we say, but blood is major constituent is water. So if water is not there, your brain will not work, and you will have means you will feel dizzy. Okay, so that's why water is important throughout our body. There is not a single process, not a single biochemical process which can take place without. Even our brain is made up of lipid, but the 80 to 90% of brain content is water. Only 10 to 15% they are lipids. Okay, so if water supply is decreased, obviously your brain will not work. Okay, you so whenever you go in the summer season without cap outside, you may feel some problems. Okay, so that's why water is important. Not only that, our body itself is made up of 70% of water. Okay, the blood, the prime constituent of our body. Okay, so this blood is also made is a water solution. Okay, no doubt there are red blood cells and other chemicals are there, but apart from that, water is the important. So the organisms or living species need water at every level. Okay, no doubt about it. Okay, then if you do not drink water, sufficient quantity of water, then also it creates a lot of problem like constipation or movement of your joints, and there are a number of other things. Okay, so the water is very important. It is a universal solvent for all biochemical processes, as well as it is a, you can say, cleaning agent. Okay. Now, if you see the animals or plants from the water scarcity area, okay, like your these deserts, okay, sand deserts, lot of sunlight is there, and there is scarcity of water. What happens in that area also, the animals and the plants which are found, they have their mechanism for the storage of water. Means without water you cannot live. So that is the important thing about the water. So that this is the, you can say, uh, water is has very simple formula like H2O, but it is a complex molecule at the same time because it has very wide range of application, applicability, and importance as far as our living thing is concerned or our life is concerned. Okay, so that's why water is very important. Okay, now I don't think I need to explain more than this why water is important. Now just to for information I will give you some data that whatever amount of water is present on our earth in the form of ice cap or in the form of saline water or in the rivers, small streams, lakes, groundwater, okay, and in water vapors, out of that 97% of water content is found in oceans, which is a saline water. But for living things, we need we cannot uh, intake the saline water. Okay, so the water which is not saline, free of this salt, is called as drinking water. Now this drinking water is only 3%, and out of that 3%, only 0.3% is available in the form of river or in the groundwater. Groundwater is a major source of drinking water. Now, what happened to the rest of the 2.7%? That 2.7% water, though it is not saline, though it is a drinking water, it is in the form of ice cap and it is found in the polar region. That's why water is very important and we have to save the water. That's why many times you must have seen the advertisements or in the our syllabus also or in many conferences this issue is being discussed that you have to save the water. You have to save water means what? You have to save the drinking water present in liquid form because that is just a 0.3% of the water available on earth. Okay, so we are living within that limit. So you have to consider, you have to understand the importance of, and that's why this topic is included in your syllabus also. Means here we are not going to study water just as a chemical, but we are going to look at its mechanism, its role in our life, as well as how it is important for Earth or any in all the things which are there on Earth. Okay, so and why it is called as a green zone. All these things we'll discuss in our next lecture. For time being, I will stop here, and again I will repeat that if you have any doubt and difficulty, you can ask me. Uh, you can ask me through Google Classroom. You can post it on Google Classroom, and if there are sufficient number of queries, I may conduct the online lecture. But if there are few, I will answer them personally. Okay, so be prepared, be ready, and please, again and again I am repeating that please do take care of yourself and your family. Always wear mask, use sanitizer, and maintain the social distance. Thank you.